Welcome to another round of Spudventures. This week we are back in Seattle for Session 5 of Shadowtrot, our cyberpunk ponies campaign in the Starfinder system. So take it away, GM Digo Dragon.
Thank you, Spud. Welcome, chummers, to another exciting adventure of Shadowtrot. As always, we have here starring Wing Cat as O's changeling mechanic.
I guess I'm not a figment of my own imagination.
Good to know. Xencarn as Smirkfluff, griffon soldier.
Yo.
GreatDinn as Icebreaker, earth pony operative.
CPAs! Who really certifies them?
TheStratovarian as Lethe, changeling mystic.
The spirits are with us.
AvisEcho as Nebula Flare, kirin Solarian.
Cheese doesn't exist.
Oh no. And DreadPriest as Nivix, unicorn biohacker.
Ore, Sanjo!
And now, the news. An intra-gang shootout was just ended in the Auburn district thanks to the efforts of Buckstar Police. A spokesgriffin for the agency said that they traced this gang to a pony trafficking scheme that focused on homeless ponies in the Auburn and Redmond districts. A dozen gangers have been arrested on site, although it is unknown what started the intra-gang conflict. From downtown, rumors are circulating of several robberies that occurred over the past 2 nights. The targets? Exotic and awakened animals from several mystic shops, pet stores, and pet owners of the wealthy. Affected pet owners have not come forward, but I bet my horn that you trotters have some job security for the next week. Speaking of downtown, drivers are asked to avoid the intersection of 60th and Mansana. A truck filled with red paint has overturned after colliding with a delivery drone carrying brown shoe polish. Drivers are marooned until emergency services arrive. And for you sports fans, the Seattle Bloodhawks have arrived at their training camp for the upcoming Urban Brawl season. I'm going to show my Bloodhawk love this season by giving away tickets all next week to you lucky listeners. Stay tuned for more information. Now, for an hour of non-stop noise from your favorite DJ of the shadows, moi, Boombox. Let's jam.
I need those tickets.
I'm sorry, my brain stopped processing at the maroon joke.
That was a really good joke, Digo.
Bravo.
That was really good.
I have to keep my hands away from the computer so I didn't accidentally hit the button while I was laughing.
Thank you. All right. When we last left our previous session, it was the evening of the 7th, Wednesday. We have recovered Lance. He is doing all right. Could use some R&R. So I believe the mission was to go visit the Church of Celestia in order to give him a nice sanctuary and respite for mentally recovering.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. All right. So, unless there's anything else we need to cover, we can go ahead and...
So we have that truck fixed now with a basic camper shell so we can all ride in it, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Accidentally
Perfect.
dropped.
Yes, the missus needs to get some meds, so I'm just going to go do that run real quick.
Okay. Sorry. Didn't say anything about that.
okay.
Also, I was only half joking. I think Icebreaker really wants those tickets. So I think she's going to be listening very intently to the radio during this whole process.
Nebula is not sure what it's for, but she wants to win something, so...
Simple. We have Machina dedicate a sub-process to listening to the radio and filtering out any clues. I mean, hack it like that you really want it.
That's cheating.
Like I said, like you really want it.
Well, you can't
Not
argue with the
wrong.
results. Well, it's wrong, but only if you're caught. That's kind of the trick. Anyway.
Also,
Rules here.
Very sorry. Go ahead.
we're not breaking the rules here. There's nothing against AIs filtering each individual second of the broadcast to find those clues.
I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there is.
Oh, they didn't list the
You know, if the
EULA.
topic comes up, Oz is actually going to look at the rules, assuming they're published, and see if there actually is a rule against that.
I mean, look at the trouble we have with AIs now.
Yeah.
The 3080 released. Refresh at exactly the time they'd been sold out instantly by bots.
Yep. I won't lie. Part of me was also when you said the Bloodhawks opening up the season or whatever. My brain immediately went to. So I'm guessing the training season is a lot like 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, and that's how they determine the starting lineup.
That might be not too far off from the truth. All right. The Church of Celestia is located in the upscale Bellevue district. The church occupies a sturdy brick and mortar building that once housed a mental hospital. The conversion has seen additions of a nice garden, church services on the out courtyard. It's a well-kept building, very clean, and it is open to the general public. Anyone who needs help with anything from drug addiction to they've got a spousal abuse problem, they're a runaway from home. This is a sanctuary for ponies of all walks of life to come and find a respite. So as we drive over and you pull up into the driveway, you can see several ponies outside gardening. It's a very nice, serene evening. Sun's not quite hanging too low for the sunset, but it's getting there. And Lethe, you see Father Irons on the front porch as he's watching.
She's going to, first of all, drop the disguise for things as the clothes shift to that of one of those of the sister's habit, as she sort of motions for the rest of them to come on forward, as she goes to very much so first wave to Father Irons before giving him a very nice, very heartfelt hug.
He will gladly return the hug.
She will smile though and offer, and sort of as the rest are probably approaching, sort of explain the issue with Lance as well as what happened to him. That they had sort of caught him when he was trying to be transported with what was in the news for things. And I was looking for a place that might shelter for things.
Okay. For the rest of you, Father Irons is a zebra. Dressed in some nice pastor robes, bright whites and gold colors on them. When he hears the story of Lance, he nods and says, well, we have plenty of room here. We can go ahead and I will have one of the sisters make a bed for him, and he is welcome to stay as long as he needs to recover. I have heard on the radio several reports of kidnappings in the lower district areas to the east. So I am very grateful that you've been able to find him before he was disappeared by whatever nefarious groups are out for these ponies.
And is it possible that Sister Resplendent is in?
She unfortunately is not at the moment. She should be back tomorrow. She's currently handling business in one of our other congregations.
I understand. If it's when you can, to let her know that I wish I and by proxy my friends here have matters we wish to speak with her about, if that's okay.
That is very okay. In fact, I will text her later on and let her know.
Thank you very much.
Will your group be staying? You can certainly have dinner with us.
She'll look back and sort of to them is like, would you care for a meal?
Oz nods, and Oz is likewise dropped his disguise by now.
Icebreaker will shrug. It's not really. She doesn't really feel like it's up to her in any capacity here.
Okay.
Nivix is feeling the same, and it's just
Good.
if they need any pharmaceuticals made, he's willing to assist with it.
All
Sounds
right.
like Nebula wants to eat, so
Oz looks back to the group and whispers,
Hopping around,
"Free food."
chanting food, 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 food.
All right.
Yeah, see, Nebula gets it.
And just so you know, Father, we actually do know roughly who was going after him. It's a pony by the name of Golden Deposit with Wells Nago.
Golden Deposit. I think I've heard of him on the news in the mornings. I sometimes listening to the Market Watch reports. Very well.
Interesting. You follow the markets.
Well, it's nice to have a hoof on the beat of the city in general. Markets affect various other things that happen around the city. Since
Icebreaker nods thoroughly to all of this.
when the markets go down, we tend to see more people or more ponies come in for help. When markets are up, we can help ponies find work in order to get back on their hooves. Well, with that, he motions everybody inside for a little bit, and a picnic in the backyard will be set up.
Yeah, Lethe would be going to assist with that.
Okay. It'll be a simple affair. Alfalfa sandwiches grown in their own garden, iced tea, several pastry cakes and stuff. That much of it has been freshly made in the kitchen here, as the church tries to be self-sufficient when they can. And I see a stealth and sleight of hand.
Taking pastry, shoving it into bag,
Okay.
whistling. She doesn't need to do it. She's gonna do it anyway because it's funny.
This is imposed by perception, right?
It's opposed by perception.
Why you
Father-
ruin my fun?
Father Irons does not seem to notice.
Take him back.
Well, I mean,
trained in sleight of hand.
Pony
they are yours to eat.
Pony kinetics. I will fight you for them.
I got pony kinetics too.
Then we'll do this again.
And now, we're all children of Celestia, and it is enough for everyone here.
Some more so than others.
Icebreaker will sit down next to Nebula and go, "Look, kid, these ponies are being real nice to us, so how about you just ask politely here and I'll show you how to swipe stuff later."
Can I please have a cookie, please?
You are given 2 cookies.
I'm holding you to that.
Don't worry. More than happy to.
Excuse me. All right. As you finish dinner, Father Irons puts his hooves together. I would like to ask if it's all right if you all could stay the night and help with a small, interesting mystery we have on our hooves here.
It would be my pleasure. And those
Lethe
looks the rest
responds
of
the
the group.
same.
Many of the residents have been losing sleep due to some vivid nightmares that we've been having lately. Started up a few nights ago, and unfortunately, I don't have any way of finding out what's going on, as the sisters who are trained in the mystical arts are all currently attending to other duties off the campus. What I thought perhaps is something going on that maybe you, Lethe, could lead an investigation real quick and see what's going on.
Of course,
After all,
it would. That way, we hopefully in the morning or a little bit later, with when with Splendid gets back as well, because there's much we need to discuss with her.
all right. This being a mental hospital, I know there's rumors starting to circulate that, decades past, things that may have gone and happened here that may be possible cause of some of these nightmares, but it's been such a pleasant and joyful and very peaceful place for so many years that I don't think it's something just simply starting up from an ancient past. But if you could stay the night and maybe see what you can make of it,
Of course.
anything would be appreciated. Thank you.
With that, do you want me to show everyone to the guest rooms then?
Yes, please.
She would, after sort of going to tidy up things for the rest of the staff to sort of carry back, would show everyone sort of where everything is located, from like some of the chapels to the kitchens, and just sort of place by place, sort of giving a map to everyone to sort of look over for things. And though there is a passage for things, that she does at one point pause and say, the sisters are over there, and we'll talk with them later tomorrow. And sort of leaves it at that. But you're welcome to continue on, Digo.
All right. Anything anybody wants to do before bedtime?
So Oz will at some point try to get Irons alone and say, okay, I think I am ready to hear everything you and the sister know of Lethe's backstory.
What? Well, as a pony of the cloth, I don't think it's in my right to give away Leith's secrets without her being here. It'd be best if you ask her. I do trust her. She is an outstanding creature, and I wouldn't say anything ill about her at all.
I have asked her, and I trust her implicitly. It's just, if there was anything that you thought I should know that she might not speak of, but that might be a danger.
Nothing that I'm at liberty to say.
Then it's nothing that is that dangerous.
No.
Thank you. That is, in fact, what I wanted to know.
Very well. Glad we have a good understanding on that.
And yes, from the dice rolls, I think that Oz may be overheard in this conversation. I mean, I'm willing to play that out if that's what people are rolling for. Is it?
No.
It looks like
Nebula's trying to be sneaking back into the kitchens, it looks like.
No, I'm going exploring. Like, I don't want to interrupt just yet.
all right.
I'm exploring the compound alone, and I've clearly seen my tail.
Yeah, Icebreaker's just following to try and keep Nebula out of trouble.
Any particular place you're going, Nebula, or just randomly looking about?
I've never been here, so nope. Nowhere in particular. Anything that catches my eye, I guess. I'm not really looking for anything in particular.
All right. Well, the kitchens are well stocked, and you can see that there is an elderly mare crystal pony working the kitchen right now. She seems to be kind of the motherly type. She has very good skill with baking breads, cookies, and things like that. Everything's set out on plates and stuff before she puts it in storage so that it cools down. I mean, if you make your presence known, she will do nothing more than just simply offer you a cookie if you want.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, you get a cookie.
That's 3 cookies to my inventory. My entire inventory is just going to be sweets at some point.
Yep. I think that some point is now.
Snacks on snacks.
Yeah. Continuing
Sweets
down.
does she consume before we distill them all into her personal augment?
No.
No, what we do is we toss them all in a blender.
No!
Ah,
What? I mean, that's basically a Starbucks drink right there.
okay, you
But
make a fair point. All right, continuing your random exploration. Going over to the east wing. There are rooms here with several residents. Most of them are here because they've had drug problems and they're trying to get clean. So the services that the church offers help keep their mind off the cravings. They do meditation, exercises, they do some house chores around, they do some farming, community service.
are
They
there any kirin that I've seen?
No kirin that you can see, no.
Oh,
Leith would probably be talking to those probably afflicted by the nightmares at this point, and seeing sort of if it's like the same kind of group nightmare that each of them have been having, or sort of information that way.
The nightmares are not related that you can think of. They're mostly, of course, being nightmares about most ponies' worst anxieties and fears. There are similarities because of why they're here, getting the help that they need. So, drug-related, abuse relation, runaway, anxiety of losing jobs, being
But she
hunted down by gangs.
She would be seeing if there's any kind of like with the tech affliction as well, if there's anything that might have been chemically added into something that either they ate or other matters that one, or if it's just like how they were when they got here.
It's how they were when they got here. Nothing new has been introduced into them other than a few of them may be getting medication to
Yeah,
help
okay.
with
That's
issues
fine.
that they've had.
And it's one of those strat. If you need the medicine checks, just let Nivix know.
Well, it's not that. Like she'd probably just like anything that could be under the table done through something that could be like authorized as a donation from any kind of whatever society would probably be helpful for just anything like that. But it never goes amiss for something like that.
All right.
I guess, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Nebula, you just continue wandering, finding other areas. The main central dining area also serves as the congregation room when they set up the chairs and everything in rows, and they have their little Sunday mass and all that. They also have nightly gatherings to discuss any issues that people have. If they want to share thoughts and things, sort of like your, Alcoholic Anonymous meetings, where they kind of will sit in a circle or semicircle and just kind of talk about their issues and stuff and get advice from each other. Something, fairly on the up and up that you can find.
And of course, the monthly lunar rave.
Yes, the best part. And this being in the Bellevue area, they do have a lot of land around. So, not much in the way of neighbors that are close by to cause any kind of issue or noise complaint. Very nice, peaceful setting.
for now.
For now.
I'm not saying this is that I'm gonna do anything. I just we don't go somewhere and stuff stays quiet.
Okay.
Hey, Digo, can I make a small personal request?
Sure.
On the Seattle districts notes, could you put the map in it? Like just somewhere at the top or bottom, just a little like drag the map icon into that note so we can access it. Because I can't access it anymore.
Interesting. Okay.
I can't seem to find it.
It's 2054, I think is the...
Yeah.
Are you on group all or group uncategorized? They should be in both. I don't know. Weird.
Easily fixed. Okay. Map linked on the districts page.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, without further ado, if there's nothing else, night falls and everyone goes to their respective beds. You are all given a few rooms on the west wing, first floor. They're simple beds, fluffy pillows, good clean sheets, but fairly basic as far as the rooms are.
Boing, 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 boing.
Yeah. You got those kind of metal frames with the springs, and then they just kind of stack a couple mattresses on that.
Is Lance doing okay?
Lance is doing okay. He got his own room, and he's actually feeling pretty comfortable being here.
Just wanted to check in on him since he was, kind of important.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says he'll do all right. He goes get some early shut-eye because he hasn't slept well in forever.
As long as he's in good spirits.
No, considering you found him on the streets, right now he's cloud 9.
Everything's coming up, Lance.
Yeah.
To Lethe to get notes as to what you found from the affected people, and his mind is racing down the possibilities of could it be this, could it be that, could it be the other thing, preventing him from getting to sleep early.
Yeah, no, she would definitely have kept notes of that nothing was being added potentially by like someone seeking to sabotage the church.
Should I try a mysticism check to see if Oz catches any possibilities in his review?
Sure.
No, sounds like he's just got a kind of sleepless night.
Okay. The 18
Lethe,
in
though.
mysticism. Yeah.
Oh.
Lethe. Father was good to have you stay the night, putting enough trust in you that you could figure stuff out. Well,
She would... Go ahead, sorry.
One thing that you know that not many residents and workers do know is that there is a circle of consecration around these grounds that Father Iron set up in order to protect from evil spirits and such. As much as he says he's not too big into the ghost stories of the past, he's always a better safe than sorry kind of thing.
Especially with his background, yes.
Yes. And you kind of feel that maybe something might have messed with that recently.
Oof. Well, she would be searching out the matter with like a light to at least show where she is, and for those not thinking she's trespassing.
Right.
But would be looking over where she thought the disruption was.
Okay. You can't pinpoint where the disruption is, but you do feel it's somewhere on the premise. For now,
Okay.
you have an idea. It'll probably take you more research to pinpoint where this disruption is coming from.
Yeah, and that she can probably ask like Icebreaker and who the other computer person is, beyond just Oz, who's looking one way, but would be asking to see if they could in the morning speak to Father Irons about any recent like construction or work that might have been done. That's because something was broken with the matter of hallowing the church potentially.
Okay.
But she would leave a brief note to him, Father Irons, about she did find something that might have broken the hallowing if he could have like specs of the building sort of with the usual preventative measures there for obvious reasons with her and him.
Right.
For the other two to look over potentially in the morning.
Okay.
Because she would have been spending the night prowling the grounds, looking for whatever that was.
All right.
Nivix is the other one with good computers.
Okay, Nivix, thank you.
Right.
I'm
So
one of the int builds for this campaign, so
Okay, but yeah.
All right.
in the
Y'all-
morning, do Ice and Nivix look this over?
Well, before morning arrives, somewhere around middle of the night, 2 a.m, you're all awakened by the sounds of a ball bouncing in the halls and a filly's voice singing, 1, 2, buckle my shoe.
Nebula, stop being creepy.
Wow.
First
Leaf
thought
would-
too. This is not Nebula's voice, right?
It doesn't sound like Nebula, no.
Nebula snores like a truck.
Leith would be up at that and sort of going to follow the voice as well as more the presence it's likely putting out. So I guess that would be a mysticism to try to find, more
Mhm.
perception based.
Mysticism will work fine. Mhm.
On Lisa's flank, just in case.
Okay. Okay, there is a presence in the hallway. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And it doesn't seem friendly. Feeling that you're being watched by something. You can still hear the voice, and it just seems to radiate just from all around you. 3, 4, shut the door.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
Yeah.
He
Icebreaker
calms
will.
the other team members. Hostile detected.
Way too boring for ghosts.
5 more minutes, mommy.
Gunfire potentially imminent.
No, avoid the.
He did say potentially.
Icebreaker will fully wake herself up as best as possible, and then shake Nebula a little bit. Come on, kid. We might need your sword.
Don't they say kids need sleep?
And you can sleep later.
Mm.
Not like you're going to school or anything.
so Nivix wakes up, unloads the pistol from under the pillow, and puts it back in his gear. Okay, what's up?
She still sort of has the eyes sort of closed and sort of trying to focus on where the thing is to try to reach out telepathically to it, and sort of try to ask very very nicely, sort of as the clergy and all would, and sort of asks, "Are you lost?" As she's sort of trying to follow where the presence is the strongest.
All right. As you're all in the hallway and you ask, "Are you lost?" you see out of the shadows a small red rubber ball. Like that kind in elementary school that makes that nice, lovely punk, punk sound.
Oh yes, I remember
Oh, yeah.
those.
And
Mine!
it gently bounces its way down the hall into the darkness at the far end.
Neum.
And Nebula goes chasing it, I believe.
She's following.
I do believe that Neum was the sound of fire.
That was the sound of small child darting down a hallway, not caring that she's not being watched.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Indeed.
I found the sound effect.
Oh boy.
No.
I'm just shooting and I'm not playing it.
Okay. I think a soundboard might provide too much temptation for us. Okay,
All
it'd provide too much temptation for me.
Glad to hear the clarity.
Icebreaker's gonna turn to Nivix and say, anything you can do to see if this might be some sort of like computer thing? Just on the off chance it's not. Points to Lethe's general direction.
Yeah, she's sort of following quietly. The eyes are closed. She knows like pretty much the place by heart. She's just sort of following the other senses.
Yeah. So because I also have computer and also life science for the I was trying to click it and it just summoned a dice out of nowhere and it's just like, wait, what?
Oh, hey.
I push to talk bound on the forward side key on the mouse, so I think that automatically tries to use the die, but anyway, yeah. So I'll go computers just to see if I can detect anything around this, and then also life science because it is looks to be at least somewhat living.
At some point of its life.
Okay. Life science 16, not sure if this is living. Computers with 26. The only computer thing you're picking up is the local Wi-Fi, which is the promised land, and you already know the password to access that.
The promised land.
That's so good.
I hate you.
Keeping a keen eye on the space around Nebula, just in case her grabbing the ball manages to pull the spirit out into visibility.
Okay. Well, when Nebula grabs that ball, because you actually do catch up to it, Nebula, I'm assuming you're grabbing it?
Pony kinetics, yeah.
Okay. You grab it in Pony Kinetics. Several lights come on. And you find that the party's no longer in the halls of the church. But you all find yourselves in a hoofball court. Surrounded by shadowy ponies watching. And you hear an announcer from up above. Fillies and gentlecoats, welcome to the 23rd Annual Seattle Seahawks Elementary School Dodgeball Tournament. Tonight we have our reigning champions, the Nightmares, face off against the newest challengers, whoever these foals are. The first thing everyone notices is that you're all child-sized now.
Child size or like when we were children?
Like when you were children.
Okay.
Do we still have
no
access?
difference?
Do we still have access to the Wi-Fi?
No, you don't. The Wi-Fi has been interrupted.
So I guess the first thing is probably to see like if this is a near realm for things, sort of thing around. Or if this is like a straight up like it pulled us pretty much what I would quote the shadow realm.
You do feel that this is some kind of shadow realm you're in. And as you can see, looks like an opposing team shows up. Everyone go ahead, roll initiative.
I do well no, I'll do it later, never mind.
Okay.
There's my initiative.
Right.
Oh,
initiative. There we go.
play hoofball.
Ag.
All right.
Thank God for telekinesis.
Okay, red rubber balls bounce out of the shadows toward each of you so that you each have a ball. Because you're all fillies and foals at this point. All the gear that you have with you has sort of shrunk down and become age appropriate. Your guns are like squirt guns. Blades now look like rubber knives. Your computers seem to be preschool toy computers. Things still seem to work, but not quite the same way that you remember them.
Without using it, I go check to see if the implant's still in my throat.
It is, and it still works.
Wait, so it's having an effect on my solar weapon?
Your solar weapon seems to be a little more plushy in scope, but it still works.
Do I
think
still
we
have
could
my cybernetic eye?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a slight moment of panic in Oz as he remembers his childhood, and he checks his hooves very quickly to see if they're solid or back to black and spotty.
Are solid still.
Really.
All right. The announcer blows a whistle to start the game. So we are going to go ahead and put this on Lethe.
Let's see. Those are. Do any of these look like they can fly?
Being shadowy creatures,
They don't look like they don't really have like a definite shape though. It's just like sort of ephemeral kind of shadowy creatures.
ephemeral, slight pony shape. As far as you can tell, they all probably could fly, being shadows,
Yeah,
not
that's what I
needing
wondered.
wings. But for the moment, they're all on the ground, each with a ball just like you.
Okay, well, she's going to at this moment, given what this thing just did, it's best to play along as she sort of moves up to try to throw. Let's see, wait. Where's like what's the kind of range it would be on something like this?
The rubber balls have a range of 30 feet.
Okay. It's gonna go to, I believe that would be right here then. For 30 feet. She's up a little bit and throws at the first one, the Shadow 2. Let's
Okay.
see, where are its abilities? Is it main? She sort of holds one of the. Would it be thrown or ranged here? If she used like the pony kinesis as well.
It would be
Or-
considered thrown.
Okay. Well, that's not her best. Oh well. Yeah. I don't know how to really target, unfortunately.
Hold Control key down and click on the
Okay.
creature. But a 17 will hit. Your dodgeball will do a d6.
Okay.
So d6 plus any strength mod you might have.
2.
Strength of 2, or just 2 total?
2 total, I'm sorry.
2 total. Okay. So for those who remember their childhood of playing dodgeball and hearing that wonderful pang sound that your rubber ball makes, I'm sorry if I'm bringing up like bad history.
You're not wrong.
Oh, we
Yeah.
didn't use this. We used volleyballs.
Oh,
Same.
okay.
I've
we use-
used these rubber ball kinds, and yeah, I'm holding off trying to get it into a soundboard. Play every time a sound goes off.
The only time I think we ever used those kind of balls was when we played kickball, and that was usually when I got kicked in the face.
God.
Yup.
Me and sports not work well because everyone I knew was as uncoordinated as I am.
I did
Yeah,
not like
it was.
I had a beef with our gym teacher for 4 years.
Nebula, you are next.
Okay. I don't actually know how to do that throne thing that
It's on the main page for your character sheet.
I'm dumb right now.
Yeah, With when you open it, it'll be skills. It's right above skills at the very top of the little tabs.
Oh, okay. I think between. Oh, okay. And it's a range of what?
30 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hop. And
Oh,
eat shit.
We found the person that was good at sports.
6 plus strength.
I went to school, and I don't think she did.
No. And that's +2. You said plus the strength?
Yeah.
4.
4. Also double the 2 to 4, so that's 6 total.
It did.
Yep.
What if Battle Royale dodgeball?
That shadow's kissing the light.
Yep. Hits that shadow so hard it just dissipates. Icebreaker.
I like this game.
Gonna back up a little bit. And I'm going to do something stupid with my turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna punch myself.
Okay.
Because I'm not entirely sure this isn't a dream. So I guess this is. Can I target myself? Can I target myself?
Yes, you can.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Now, can you hit yourself? I was thinking it.
Do I not get advantage?
I mean,
my word.
I would say,
Here's how I would like to justify it.
go for it.
Attempt to punch face, and then have a moment of damn short little legs.
At that you were Philly sized.
Yeah,
Hope doesn't quite make it.
It's not even that. It's just like she was so used to being taller at this point that she's like she's swinging way further out than she would be normally.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
I can't believe you nat 1 to hit yourself.
It's like the best thing ever.
That's hysterical.
Right?
Wow. Okay, so shadow creature goes, throws that ball like, right over Leith's head into the audience stands and just pangs off one of the shadow creatures in the audience, and that creature dissipates. Just poof.
Foul!
And you hear the announcer going, "You're supposed to hit the opponent. It's supposed to be dodgeball."
What I'm hearing is the only dodge we've had at this moment is me, by accident.
Yeah. All right. Next one goes, targeting O's. Oops. And that hits. Whopping 3 damage. So it bounces off your chest. Over there, but not throwing just yet. So I'm going after Nebula. What happened?
You rolled initiative.
Oh. Yes, fix that. And that's a miss. Okay, O's, you are next. 2 of them have been kind of faking, kind of crossing The three have come up to the line and they're throwing balls.
Does Oz know if the rules prohibit crossing the center line?
From what you remember back in your elementary days, if you had any, crossing that line is a foul.
Okay. So that said, Oz, not trusting his ability to throw, goes right up to the line and melees with the ball.
You are allowed. Go for it.
Okay, so what do I roll for this? Just straight melee check?
Melee check. Everyone's considered proficient in their hoofball, just if that comes up.
Okay, is that a hit?
That will be a hit. You are
Okay,
targeting number
D6?
3. D6 plus your strength.
Which is just going to be straight D6.
Okay.
So he's not even letting go of the ball. He's just coming in and spiking into Shadow's face, or where he thinks the face is.
The shadow doesn't have a face per se, but when you hit it where the face would be, you kind of feel it's glaring at you.
And figure out how to do the throw, so I just threw the die and we'll get the modifiers on it.
Okay. What is your dex mod?
2.
2, you said?
Yep.
Okay, that will be a hit. You are hitting number 5?
Number 3.
Oh, number 3. Okay. Roll of damage. Whoa. Okay. That one gets panged out of existence. You hear the announcer, no, 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 you're supposed to instill fear on these stupid fillies. What are you all doing down there? Okay, I'll run Smirk for now. Targeting number 1. That's going to be a hit for 7 damage. Wow. Okay. Back to Lethe.
Well, considering she's up in the air, she's going to go high a little bit and then come down and try to sort of hit him that way. Just up, just go woof.
Word to everyone who's thrown their balls: another ball will find its way into your hands or hooves on your next turn, as if by magic.
Okay. So let's. Doesn't quite work.
So what I'm hearing is these ghosts want violence.
Yes.
Whoop! Oh, I didn't mean to do it that way. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into how to do that properly. Sorry. Throwing 15.
15 will
On the
hit.
one, the shadow creature one, yeah. He sort of spikes it down. That's a straight 6.
That's a straight 6. That's a straight deleted.
She's sort of hovering about there.
Okay. Nebula. The numbers are dwindling. Someone's getting a ball in the face. Roll damage.
Yeah, 6. I tried to target it, didn't work.
It's okay.
5.
5, okay. 5, there we go. Okay. Right. Icebreaker.
Round 2. No longer punching, just hooves spread wide, face into floor. See if that works. Watch this be a nat 20.
If you not won that, what do
No,
you hit?
it's a 7. Oh wait, it'd be an 8 with a modifier. So
Okay. When your face hits the ground ripples like you hit your face against a waterbed.
well, don't like that.
No, it does this nice soft ripple effect. Your face stings a little bit because it's still hard rubber that it felt. But interesting.
Okay. Wow. I guess following that, they seem like they got it in hand. I'm gonna get a little closer to our nightmare creatures over here and
Okay.
see what they're about. That'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. Number 4. Get there. Target Lethe. And proceed to hit with a ball.
Are you using energy or kinetic?
Kinetic.
That misses, but I have a 14 in kinetic. Don't know why it's saying it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll remove the damage. There we go.
Okay, thank you.
Creature 5. It's still attacking Nebula. Do I hit on a 17?
Oh, it's rolling versus EAC. That's why. Okay.
Oh, okay. Weird. I guess I didn't program that one correctly.
How dare you make a small mistake in this interesting dodgeball game? A system that Starfinder is totally ready to handle at a moment's notice.
Just say I did not expect anything like this.
I'm living because I'm actually good at dodgeball now.
Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, 20 will hit.
All right. The remains are getting better at their game. Dodgeballs are bouncing off and burning when they hit. You know how that rubber is.
Yep.
Oz.
Oz is not even dodging because he's focused on counterfire to the incoming.
Okay.
Or he tries, and his shot is knocked wide.
Hmm.
And there's only one ball, right? Or is he able to fire again?
If you want to try to do a
Full auto, because he didn't let go of his ball last turn. Did another ball find him this turn?
I'll let you do full auto. Go ahead. Hey, that's gonna hit. Even with the -4. Okay.
For 4 damage.
For number 6. Okay. That takes that one out. Nivix.
I was like, wait a second, what do I have for my pharmacology stuff? And it's like, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do any of the inhibitors, but the boosters don't really add too much for this anyway. Behind, I'll see about giving a booster shot to Lethe for the next mysticism check.
All right, who
'Cause
called the
that's a
cops?
Yeah,
I live
it's an
near a
unauthorized dodgeball
so-
tournament.
I live near a hospital, and there's police station and fire stations nearby, and it's main route into the hills. So
Hey,
Oh,
no
I see.
problem.
So someone called the Shadows creatures a wambulance.
Oh,
Merc will just keep rolling his range. Oh, someone's taken the hit.
ow.
Number 4. This is gonna hurt. Yeah, that takes number 4 right out. Even before.
That's the face baton.
Oh dear. The announcer at this point is not even coherent, just anger growls. Arrgh.
angry shadow Muppet noises.
Yes. All right, Lethe, you are up.
Okay. The last one there, she sort of buzzes by 5 up from up above and just sort of whizzes the ball by. We'll do with the throne.
Dive, dive, dive.
12 hits.
Okay, and then rolling damage. That's a straight 6 again.
That's enough.
Disappears in a puff of logic.
I think I can actually do the announcer's noises right now.
No, just turn your microphone over to those alarms again.
Please took out a ball and did the Iajutsu slide by an enemy, she's the ball, and then the enemy goes poof, right?
All right. With the game won, you hear the buzzer on the scoreboard as time runs out, and the crowd actually gets up and starts clapping their hooves for you.
Woo! Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now, I want to ask a very important question here because I wouldn't ask this if it weren't a nightmare scenario.
Go for it.
Are they stomping their feet or are they clapping?
Clapping hooves. They're 4 hooves.
Okay. But they stood up to do it?
Yes.
On their back legs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that
So
looks
it's not-
weird.
It's not stomp, stomp, clap.
It does look weird, and it just being some strange nightmarish world. You do notice that them being shadows, they don't have any real details or anything on their faces, other than just these little whites of their eyes.
Okay. That's what I thought. Icebreaker is concerned?
All right. With the game won, the lights fade out into blackness, and everything comes back into the hall. But it doesn't seem to be the same hall you left. It's a different hall. Whiter walls, the scents and smells of a hospital, the sounds of, EKG machines and stuff. And standing in front of you is Dr. Shores, holding a clipboard.
Oh no.
She looks to Oz and says, "All right. Are you ready for the next examination?" I have to say that you're...
To stomp hard on the middle of the sports field and checks himself as the scene changes to a hospital and very gently pushes on the floor to see if it still ripples.
The floor ripples ever so slightly.
Bose nods and, okay, what's this examination?
Well, you are volunteering for our Project Unity, so we are going to do some blood work here, and after that, going to do a quick jogging test to check your physical prowess to make sure that you are the right candidate for the project here. If you will follow me.
Follows, checking to see if the rest of the party is present and following him.
Yep, rest of the party is present.
We still kids, or is this more like adults?
If you... You're all back to your adult selves, now that you look at yourselves. Well, relatively speaking, I guess.
Oh, that was a cackle I was waiting on.
Back to our former selves.
Former selves, I suppose, is the best way to put it.
Lethe is still going to be trying to search for the source of that, the one thing, since it's, again, showing us something. Oh, my.
Oh. The source is coming from Dr. Shores. Dr. Shores is it, to quote Gauntlet.
Lethe is going to sort of approach and sort of would ask the apparition here if she can sort of reach out mentally with a sort of a hoof gently on the doctor, as it were. Sort of a, is this what happened to you with her?
Okay, just as a slight side topic comment, I double checked the micro lab. Would this be living or unliving?
The creature? Or Dr. Shores, I would say?
Yes.
With the micro lab, Dr. Shores comes up as living.
All right. Because that determines which skill I check to identify. DC is determined by the creature's rarity, according to the rules. So,
Okay.
I mean, Dr. Shores was one of a kind.
Yeah.
I have a weird thing I would like to ask.
Go for it.
Can I roll a will save? And would you consider this a spell or spell-like ability?
You can roll a will save. And yes, this is a spell-like ability.
Spellbane.
Interesting.
My mind and body are fortified against magic.
Icebreaker. Breaking the veil. Okay, I believe earlier Lethe said you were reaching out to the mind.
Yeah, to mind to sort of to ask and I was asking her with sort of both sympathy and trying to sort of understand with compassion. Was sort of trying to ask, is this what happened to you?
What you get back is a no in the form of a vision of a small cage with shadows all around and the feeling of being locked in this cage for a very long time. And you are feeling very, very hungry.
Like the kind of hunger that she might have once had to deal with.
Yes.
Well, she would take a moment to try and use the Mind Link special to sort of show understanding of what that's like, as well to understanding, sort of try to bridge the gap.
Okay.
They aren't alone, and that she does know what it's like.
And for Icebreaker, with that 24 will save, the veil drops for you. You manage to see through these illusions. The party is actually still in the hallway when this whole occurred. And instead of Dr. Shores, you're basically seeing some kind of creature made out of shadow and magic. It's pony-sized, but wow, does it look very odd in the fact that it's almost like you're looking into something made out of void. There's just darkness instead of skin.
So it's negative space, the physical creature.
Yes.
Cool.
I guess the one thing to find out from the medical profession, can I put it on a drug trip?
I was about to ask, do you want to? But I'm like, yes, actually do it.
Sorry, my brain just went, people always say use the LSD to talk with aliens. Nobody ever asked, what if we put the aliens on LSD?
Well.
Do you go on an acid trip if your shadow eats acid?
Well, there's
more experimentation required.
From your perspective, Icebreaker, Dr. Shores, or what is passing as Dr. Shores to the rest of the group, is taking everybody to the main congregation dining hall area. What the party sees is that it is a large medical examination area with tables, exam tables set everywhere. And Dr. Shores gestures at one table. Okay, Oz, if you will sit down here, we will go ahead and begin with a quick blood draw.
Oz agrees, very mindful that he's distracting the creature's presence so that his teammates can do something about it.
Okay.
I just realized I need to ask something very fast. Were there any other ponies in the hallway that we were just in after this dodgeball game?
No.
Okay, so we didn't just assault some strangers. Good to know.
Oh, that is a good thing to note.
The game itself took place in your minds. So that was
okay, good.
Aw, then no one knows that I was complete dodgeball ace.
Your team does.
6 of us know.
You don't count.
You know, that's fair. Okay.
Okay. Anybody doing anything?
Did it seem to sort of pause or at least sort of stop with the mind link for things?
It seems to be ignoring your mind link.
Okay.
It is concentrating on O's. What the party sans Icebreaker sees is Dr. Shores preparing a needle to make a blood draw into a vial.
Okay, well, if it's not going to do that, he's going to sort of step between and sort of basically sort of shake her head and very quietly say, "We know Dr. Shores has. So please drop the this illusion, and we'll try diplomacy to get it." So,
Okay.
well, speaking mentally to it. And my diplomacy does not want to be with me today. Oh well. But she will stop Dr. Shores from trying to draw.
Okay. Dr. Shores kind of stops, kind of looks at you, and whispers, "I don't know who you're talking about, dear. O's volunteered for an experiment. I'm just simply administering the exams. You'll all get your turn, don't worry."
Checks the needle carefully to make sure it's draw and not inject.
It is set for draw.
What am I seeing?
You're seeing a tendril coming out of the creature, slowly going towards O's forehead, almost like a small vacuum as it's slowly trying to plant itself on the forehead.
As I said, if she's trying to do the needle, she will go to knock it away. Like, she's not going to let that happen.
Okay.
As she sees it. But it's like, she was trying to be polite about it. But she will try to push it away, very much so, if it tries to.
Okay, Dr. Shores takes a step back. Well, I see we're being a little ornery today. Is there a problem with the quality of medical attention you're all getting?
She's going to just look at the image of the doctor and is going to shake her head. Please, this, and I would rather not have to contest wills. But she's going to say, whatever you are needing to do with this hunger, there are better ways.
But you, little Kirin, dear, would you like to go see some of your friends?
I want to go home. She's not having a fun time right now at all.
All right. Dr. Shore nods, goes over to a door. They're not sure if that door was there before or not. Opens the door, and you see on the other side a glen. There's a Kirin village, and there's some Kirins enjoying lunch under some trees. Is this home that you're wishing to go to?
Nebula, having never been there, playing on her curiosity.
Oh,
good one.
Oh, sweet summer child. sweet summer child. She's bolting for the door.
Okay. Does somebody stop her?
Yeah, that was the yoink, is grabbing Nebula using the ponykinesis.
I think probably Smirkfluff probably would too if he was here.
That's true. Smirk will leap into action and try to stop Nebula from getting through the door.
No! Stop!
So I have another question. I'm sorry to keep doing this.
No, go ahead. Questions are good.
Have I disappeared from their view, or does it look like I'm still with them?
No, you're still with them. You just don't see the illusions that they're seeing.
Okay.
As far as you can see, everyone's trying to stop the Kirin from running headlong into the oven in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's kind of what I figured.
If I knew that was the case, y'all should just let me run into the oven. We all know I'd be fine.
Isn't she burning? It's been 15 minutes. I preheated this oven.
Dr. Shores, I think I'd like to go first.
Shores kind of gives you a confused look. Very well.
No,
I got it.
let her draw from me first. Oz just has a smirk on his face.
Oh,
I was trying to use my trick attack with that bluff. I'm gonna shoot it with the pulsecaster pistol.
okay. Go for it.
Oh, come on!
Oh my word! You don't get my luck today, please.
Oh well.
Roll damage.
Okay. It's not gonna be much.
Okay. The pulsecaster misses her. Hits the oven. The oven being gas type shoots out a jet of fire. Nebula is fine. Dr. Shores catches fire for a moment. It gets put out and she screams, not in pain, but in anger. And everyone sees for a moment the illusion and veil around you fade to the actual kitchen and dining area of the church. And then it tries to come back, but it's incomplete. Pieces are missing. It's almost like you haven't fully loaded a simulation.
I'm close to Dr. Shores, aren't I?
Yes.
I'm gonna go for it. It's got the drug trip inhibitor.
Okay.
And that is a save that is... I always have to look this up. I don't... It's one of those I have to remember what the saves are for this, because it's... well, okay. This one is the one that gives the... Encumbered must succeed at a fortitude save or gain entangled.
Okay. Doop, doop. Haha, that's not enough. All right. It hits. At this point, Dr. Shores kind of just drops the disguise. And everyone can see the void-like shadowy creature as it kind of stumbles back a bit, leans down to a corner, and throws up glitter and sunshine and a couple of butterflies.
Excuse me.
And then just kind of just looks up at you all and says, okay, enough, stop. Clearly, you're not falling for this.
No. We were willing to try to humor you with some matters. But
Humor me.
Subterfuge is kind of already our thing.
I see. You're not ordinary. You're not the usual victims. You're clearly a little tougher to scare than the previous groups.
with a good look at this thing and all, I guess what would she be able to try to identify it then? Would be mysticism then?
Yes.
24.
I was going to say I could give you a booster.
You did, I thought,
Oh,
already.
yeah. So that's 2.
26. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Nebula's on fire somehow. And a 26 mysticism.
I'm using my Nivix because I'm
Okay.
having not a good day right now.
I found it again, and we'll just need to write this down for next time. But was it below?
Excuse me.
You're fine.
15?
Yes, it was an 11.
Okay, 15 is the DC save for.
I thought it was 15. All right.
Yeah, because it's a 10 half class plus key ability mod, so 11 plus 4.
Okay. The 3 and 15 mysticism, unless you're just helping for the +2.
Yeah, I was just trying independently to identify it.
Okay, yeah. 15, not quite enough. The 26, however, does identify it. Lethe, of course, being the one that, Father Irons knew that if he had Lethe on the job, Lethe would figure this out. The party has encountered a Tantibus, a creature of nightmares that feeds upon fears.
Didn't called it.
Din knows what's up.
I too have watched the show.
Nivix is, of course, making notes on everything for this.
Okay.
Icebreaker doesn't know what the hell this is.
All right.
Nebula is being really mad right now.
The upper right frame is basically her natural form. And the main picture is a drawing I did to show the disguise she takes to interact with you a little bit better so that she has a face that you could recognize and talk to.
And Lethe would be, sorry, little nightmare.
Little? I'll have you know, I am hundreds of years old. And I am not happy right now.
You're not happy.
None of us are, unfortunately, but I take it then you are the one that decided to promptly breach the hollowing of this place.
I didn't know it was here. I simply came for a snack on my way out, and then found that I got stuck because of some kind of mystical chain that's keeping me here. Is that what this whole area is about? It's like some kind of evil spirit trap. Ugh.
And it's exactly what it is. It's designed to keep spirits out for things. Though it's interesting that it actually keeps them in just the same, but I would not be too surprised given this used to be a sanitarium, which I imagine you used to visit well.
Yes, all the time. I simply came here for a snack, and it didn't give me a problem until I started feeding on ponies in their dreams. Then I found that I got stuck here. Well, I guess since you kind of have me at the disadvantage, what do we do now?
Nivix is, of course, just going around doing the, from a distance, photo sketching notes and everything while this is all going on.
Well, actually,
Without killing any pony?
Is there with this and all, is this considered normally an evil type of spirit, or is it more of it's a part of the natural world kind of spirit?
They're mischievous spirits. And to answer Icebreaker's question, no, I haven't killed anyone. I feed on their nightmares, leaving just pleasant dreams behind. But being stuck here, I only have so many ponies I could feed off of that I guess I'm kind of giving them a nervous breakdown, not letting them sleep, but hey.
Actually, you weren't leaving pleasant dreams. You were leaving nightmares. That's why we came to investigate in the first place.
Blame me being stuck here, then. I don't know.
But you are at least willing to try not having your victims experience the nightmares and have them experience pleasant dreams instead. Is that right?
Normal circumstances, yeah, that's generally what I try to do.
What is insight? Sense motive. That's the insight one.
Yep.
I'm not rolling well today. Except
No.
for my one will save, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
for me, the low sense motive makes sense because I'm still doing the examination.
Okay. All right. Sense motives 14 and 25 make it. The rest of you, not sure. Intimidate, what? 12? No.
I
That's
don't
not gonna
actually
intimidate.
know why I pressed that. I actually don't.
Also, Lethe still has the +2 because it's depending on how many rounds this lasts, or how many rounds this technically is.
Oh yeah, it'd be a stat booster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 4 rounds.
So yeah, they're both off of wisdom. So yeah, that would be.
Okay.
It's a flat +2 bonus to skill checks.
Okay. If it's 4 rounds, we'll say this is the last round for it. Grr, says the child, threatening. Yeah. All right. On the 14 and 25, mostly truthful. She does eat nightmares and leaves pleasant dreams. However, in order to eat the nightmare, you have to experience it. So there's a little bit of a gotta scare you in order to feed off you.
Okay.
And since you all have not been very scared about the antics and tricks she was doing, she's not really getting much of a meal off you.
Okay.
And then just Nivix, if they say that, has the slight question: what happens if they're drugged down? Basically, drugged to the point where they shouldn't be experiencing nightmares, or at least remembering them.
Then it's probably trying to interact with a comatose patient. Your best guess.
Okay. Well, as much as everything goes, she is being as honest as one can be. It's a matter of getting over it as it was. So I'm inclined to believe you for things. So I would prefer a name you go by.
Name? She smiles, and as she smiles, the edges of her lips sort of like crack through her cheeks, revealing just more and more teeth than is normal.
Well, at least sort of has a chuckle at that, and sort of has the fanged look as well from her own maw. So
Not fair. I'll have to do that. I'll have to take 15 minutes before I can do something like that.
You can call me Rem. It was a name given to me a long time ago by a Pegasus that I once considered a friend. Rest his soul wherever it is now.
Rem sleep.
okay.
Can
Well-
have friends. Good to know.
Well, Rem, since you are trapped here, perhaps let's see about getting you to stepping out, since for all intents you are a prisoner here, though one of your own device. It is best you be able to move on.
Well, she kind of starts biting on a hoof, thinking, drawing blood. Well,
Nivix puts a little cotton swab to catch some of the blood.
Okay. The blood catches on the cotton swab, slowly fades to nothing.
Interesting.
Is Rem visible in my camera eye?
Rem is visible, yes,
So she can be caught on film.
but she's only visible as her true form of the shadowy void.
Okay.
I know of one pony who probably knows how to free me, but I really don't want to deal with her directly. But, well, maybe you all could convince her. Ugh, okay. There's an old hag I know of. Her name is Madame Mimi. She probably knows how to free me from whatever trap I am in at this church. I'll figure out some way to repay you if you can do this for me. I don't know. I mean, I could throw nightmares upon your enemies, give them a heart attack. I can give you really great, splendid dreams that you can imagine. I don't know. Think of something to help with. But
Actually, there is one thing. Given your esteemed age, as you have eloquently put it, have you come across a living rock before?
Living rock. I've been under.
Pulls out the data slate and pulls up the information from it.
I've known some ponies living under rocks over the years, but I've never seen a living rock.
Okay, thank you. We'll see about Mimi come morning things, as not everyone shares the nightlife.
Very well.
Is there a place that we might securely see to you that will not cause issue with the other residents of the church here?
Oh no, I'm pretty much stuck here, and I don't think you could hold me down if you tried. But I'm not going anywhere outside the walls.
Well, I'm
suppose I
referring
could-
to a more secluded place that this may be done with, so as not to bother other people.
I'll be fine. I'll behave, sit in the corners.
Thank you.
Just have her lurk around in our quarters, where no one else will run across her.
Nivix is perfectly willing to experience the nightmare just so he can make the notes on it. He is science and is interested in all the mystical things that have started returning.
Does Nivix volunteers us?
Yeah.
Oz interjects. Actually, I was going to feed her if that's okay.
Well, then we have an accord then.
Well,
I must see to discussing things with Father Iron, if you will excuse me.
yes, and oh, you probably need to know where Mimi is. You'll have to go to the downtown district and look into the shadow markets. I'm sure you all could find it. You seem to be the type of ponies that work in that area.
Leaf just sort of smiles and continues making her way off.
So, question: would knowing Madam Mimi be a culture roll?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Hey, that's
Hey.
a 24.
It is back.
What do you know? The
Yeah.
one point in training actually helped with culture.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 24 and 24. Madame Mimi, she's an old and frail crystal pony, blue with barely any luster left in her. She owns a small store sandwiched in the concrete alleys known as the shadow markets downtown. Basically places where trotters and people of ill repute go to buy, sell, trade anything that can have a value to it. Madame Mimi herself buys and sells magic items, cursed or otherwise, and has dealt in the sale, trade, and purchase of awakened and magical creatures as well.
Oh, don't like that.
She does not have a very good reputation in the shadows. It's a very much you're going to get what you pay for kind of deal with her, so
Okay.
be wary if you're a buyer.
What district was she in again?
Downtown.
Kawe got him.
And just as suddenly, everyone wakes up in their beds.
First, if the scene is still going, Oz will ask, are you able to share nightmares with someone else?
Not a normal thing I do, but I can.
He's specifically looking at Nivix. Nivix wanted to record this. Nivix, are you prepared to record?
Nivix grins. Oh, yes. And you can just see a slight sparking from the bio implant.
Okay, Oz will take this back to their quarters if possible, and then feed not so much a nightmare, but it certainly comes close enough, or at least he hopes it comes close enough that this can transmit and be a benefit to the creature. A memory of far distant times, of being black with spots, of being under control and loyal, and feeding on love, and of grand empires, some of them ruined by the armies he was part of, and then having to repair them.
I can't believe Oz was a Dalmatian.
No, Dalmatians are white and black. This is all black.
With spots.
With
spots.
holes. as in the original Federation changelings.
I know what you were going for, but you said black with spots and loyal and feeding on love, and adding on top of that, the Kingdom of Dalmatia is a real thing.
Right. Anyway, yeah, part of his point was to share all of this with Nivix in a way he didn't otherwise have a chance to, and just get Nivix's takes on that, maybe in the morning.
Okay. Come morning, y'all just kind of suddenly wake up from the scene. Apparently, this was all still in the dream world. Don't seem to be able to record anything. Apparently, being in the dream world, something about REM just kind of interferes with recording.
Experiencing and then writing it down after waking up was the sort of recording.
So. Oh, that recording? Okay. Because if you tried physical recording, you're recording in a dream, so waking up, all you have is messy tape from sleep recording.
Yeah, that's pretty much the other thing, was recording the what the body's doing while this is going on to timestamp.
Well, Lethe does have the telepathic interface, so she can put down the memories of the dream much more fluently for things.
So
with
definitely you can get a written accord of what you experience, and there's definitely a lot of nightmare going on when she feeds on you, bringing out just some of the worst imagery. Pretty vivid. I'll leave that up to you how to interpret what happens. But you all wake up and it's morning. You feel as rested as you think you feel. You do smell breakfast being cooked. What do we do?
She's going to Father Iron for things. Well, the funny thing is, because of the one thing, changelings are immune to magic sleep effects. So when she rests pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Icebreaker is going to ponder whether it would be beneficial to talk about tantabuses, tantabi, tantapodes.
Tantabi, I think, would be the proper.
Talk about them on air as a potential, like, hey, they need to feed, but they will leave you with pleasant dreams after you've had the nightmare.
Also, there's some who would probably enjoy getting the nightmare.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't know if that works if they're not scared.
Well, I'm just remembering the one I think it was Sunday morning breakfast cereal. Okay, you've got to turn over this many people. That was the aliens to Earth, and it's like, okay, we got the number. Wait, what? They volunteered. We just put it on dating sites.
Oh God, that one. Yes.
Yeah, their reaction is pretty much just, okay, you've broken the system.
I don't know. I guess the next time Icebreaker goes to sleep at the church and talks with Rem, we'll have to figure out if that works or not.
Yeah.
Or at least Icebreaker will consider that.
But she's going to talk to Father Irons about that, and then try to find out what triggered with to trap it, because it came in without issue. It wasn't until it started feeding that it was trapped. She's going to be trying to look for the anchor.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat a horse's snack cake angrily.
I think the real question is lengthwise or vertically?
Yes.
I was going to just use ponykinesis to just crush it and just eat it that way.
You know that image of a Kit Kat bar with the hole in the center?
Oh, I think I do.
That.
It basically, the Kit Kat bar, still, all the pieces are still together, but a hole's cut out of it because that's what the person ate.
It's like part of this whole list of like, how chaotic are you?
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I got it. 1 second. Here it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you want to share that for the viewers at home.
Oops.
Copy link, put here, enjoy the horror.
All right.
Also,
And
I have one last thing.
Yeah.
The next time we talk, we need to ask why she was leaving town, because that might be important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Father Irons has actually slept pretty well, not having nightmares this night. So he is up and feeling pretty good and setting tables for breakfast for all the residents. So he is available if somebody needs to pull him aside for a chat.
Yeah. Lethe will be doing, though, and going to explain that it is a type of spirit that had been able to enter without issue, but when it started trying to feed on the nightmares, was trapped here and sort of unable to leave. And she would, again, sort of doing her best to explain like the metaphysical concepts of like what his like prayer and blessing had done to be able to technically what it did come into help and it did work, but it also had an issue that sort of arose with the sleep and all this.
All right. Well, he follows as best he can. He pretty much gets about, I would say, 85% of it. He's got questions.
And she would do her best to answer, of course.
Yeah. He's not too sure why the consecrated ground would let her in and then keep her from getting out, unless perhaps maybe something with the way she feeds.
That would be what Lethe would be nodding, and it's probably that because you have to live through the nightmare for it to be taken out is part of the. I would guess at a part it was an old mannerism that they could be used to conquer the fear.
Right. Well. And you have a way of dismissing the spirit from the grounds?
Well, yes, we're going to try to, given that for all intents and purposes, she is being honest with things and forthright, was going to release her from the grounds of being trapped here, because she has done nothing with the intent to harm, but to try to help.
Confronting your fears and talking to them. That I did not think to do. Interesting.
I'd always want to figure out why the heck it was dodgeball of all things.
Father Irons kind of sheepishly looks around and leans in. That generally is my nightmare. I did not have a good childhood in elementary.
Okay, so that would be that would do it then. And she just sort of like the last of the light bulb sort of going off, and oh, it's understandable, Father. You've said much about it.
Thank you. Would you like some breakfast before you all continue on your journey?
Please, and we'll be back to speak to Sister Resplendent when we get back from our little jaunt downtown.
I did send text last night, and the response is she is definitely very well looking forward to meeting you again.
Okay. Thank you very much for such a prompt response. I did not expect it.
Anything for one of my favorite. Well, you're all my favorites, but you know what I mean.
But she beams and sort of smiles and gives him a quick hug before she goes to help with breakfast. Okay, but anyone else is welcome to the floor.
Okay. Anybody else? Now it's time for breakfast chat.
Does Lethe mention the circle and how the spirit is trapped here to the rest of the party?
She would explain to them with sort of the metaphysicals as well if they weren't doing it when she got back from Father Iron.
Okay.
He was the first one to know.
Oz asks, so how long ago was the circle set up?
I'm going to have to check, and that's what I've got. I asked Father Irons yesterday to pull up the, I guess the building plan so I can see what's been used to anchor it. today.
If it wasn't that long ago, maybe the spirit was here when the circle was erected.
That's what I'm trying to see. Because like the wrongness, I think, was the attempt to leave after things. So I'm trying to see about when the grounds have been modified for properly anointing.
The grounds were consecrated when the church first set up in this building. The anchor point is a large, somewhat circular stone of quartz on the roof of the building that serves to keep the entire grounds safe from malicious spirits, from harming anyone inside. This was, of course, decades ago when they first moved in and set up their base of operations here.
So that would point to, given her age as well, that she was here long ago when time and energies finally came back enough for her to.
Because she didn't say when she arrived, and no one
No,
asked.
but the fact of this happening suddenly, like, it would be unusual for her to go to a place that was anointed like this, compared to so many others that were about. So, especially in an upper class district, there are many fears and many worries that exist in this kind of place, which is why Father Irons is often very busy with hearing the prayers of many business folk that decide to come in.
Yep.
So I'd say she was probably on the grounds, and the energies finally came back enough for her to awaken.
All right. Anybody else?
How does one transition what is being typed into speaking?
Just read it.
Brief verbal recap, and you should be the one to recap, yes.
My recaps are really bad. There's Nevi's having a really bad time.
All right, I'll recap it then. Nebula, Icebreaker, and Oz are chatting on the side about Nebula's background and how she was promised a den of Kirin and denied it and didn't like it, and that went into the, so wait, is that where you're from?
That wasn't what was said. That wasn't what happened at all.
That's what Oz was asking.
There's a difference between you're from there and you're not from the city. Those are two different questions.
Fair.
So yeah, it's basically Nebula. Nebula wants to see some other Kirin, and having that thrown out and then pulled back sucks a lot.
Yeah, she's very upset.
Icebreaker and Oz have both said that they'll see what they can find.
Yes. Oz in particular is worried, well, wait, if she wants to get back to them, are they looking for her? Like, is there a bounty or the equivalent on Nebula's head?
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
This guy is sure nice.
What? Wanted, dead or alive, this child.
Probably alive, but yeah.
Probably alive, yeah.
Missing person case.
Anyway. Snack cakes are awesome.
Yes, they are.
I want my entire inventory to be snack cakes.
Well, you just removed one from your inventory, so
I did.
You're gonna make that harder.
Well, it's now free inventory space to add more snack cakes.
Exactly. See, Digo gets it.
Okay. Fair enough. Alrighty.
All right. Shall we go look for Mimi?
I think let's go look for Mimi.
All right.
Are we able to talk with Rem before we leave? Without, going back to sleep.
You can actually. You can When you go back to your rooms to pack up your things to get going, you do see Rem in one of the mirrors, just idly watching ponies come and go.
Holds her hoof up.
Nib's gonna slowly push Nebula away from it.
Rem kind of puts her hoof up to copy.
Well,
Huff because fingers don't exist.
That's what you're. If that's what you're doing, Icebreaker's gonna go. No, kid. What you need to do is, and then do the full find a way to do the full hand in elbow gesture, and then forceful flick up of the rest of the hoof.
Rem figures out what you're trying to do. So she holds up her hoof, and several fingers sort of like break through her hoof, just crack through. There's like ichor and stuff spilling out, and like these skeletal like fingers, and she kind of just waves a little bit with them. Doesn't quite do the gesture, knowing what it is though.
it's sort of like the Spaceball salute.
Hold on, I just need to get the scene from Infinity Train Season 2 where the deer grows a hand.
No.
Oh God, though.
And then grows a baby hand.
Oh,
because of course they had to make it worse.
Yeah, it's something creepy on that kind of level.
Yeah.
it's Infinity Train.
Yeah. But that's Rem style.
Nivix, you got some questions for her?
I can't sit in this mirror forever. It's difficult to stay in your waking world for too long. It's tiring.
Yeah, we get it. You work the night shift.
Thank you. Someone gets it.
Okay. Why were you leaving town? I need to figure that out real fast.
All right. Well, the reason I'm leaving town is I'm trying to get very far away from Madame Mimi. She collects creatures.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, especially unique magical ones. Like me.
So I take it there's not many of you left, huh?
To my knowledge, no.
When did you come back exactly? Do you know?
Oh, that may be difficult. Days to weeks ago. I just remember being thrown out of the small little box that Mimi kept me in.
So that's what that was. Okay.
Escaping as fast as I can from her little hut and just wandering around this grand city. It's a lot bigger than I last remembered it. But, I mean, yeah, days to weeks, I think.
Okay.
Not too long ago.
Do you remember what it was like before?
Not as noisy. Or smoky.
Well, I'm talking about in the... Well, I guess would be when magic was truly alive, as it were.
A lot quieter and easier to scare ponies, that's for sure.
So then I have one other question: is can you, as I guess the best way of asking, hitch a ride with someone willing to host you?
Hitch a ride? You mean like inhabit someone?
For a moment to get you past the barrier.
It doesn't quite work that way. I'm not like a ghost that can possess ponies. I'm a free spirit. Well, present moment accepted. I can travel where I please. It's just at the moment I'm kind of stuck in one spot. But once I could get out, I go wherever I want. I don't need to hitch a ride on anyone per se.
Well, the reason I was asking was willing to, as it were, try to get you past the barrier without having to break it or for matter.
Yeah, believe me, I've tried everything. Nothing seems to work. I mean, hitching a ride in other people's dreams, trying to get someone. I mean, I had 2 ponies try to sleepwalk outside. It did not end well. For me, they're fine, mostly.
As someone, actually, Digo, question, given her background and that she is affiliated with the church, would it be possible for her to temporarily lower the barrier for this to leave in a metaphysical sense before bringing it back up?
No, the barrier is set in such a way that it does not get turned on or off. It is
Okay, I wanted to ask if it was something that was reinforced that someone of the clergy or whatever could potentially drop.
Does not have an off switch.
Well, just basically something that could, because she is part of the faithful that sort of helps do this, could basically give a permit for this thing to go.
No, no such ability like that exists.
Okay, I wanted to check and see if something like that could be done.
Okay, that's fine.
2 last things I'd like to ask. First, basically what I want to ask is, do you think it might be better for you long term if you, try to make a few more friends, had some people you could talk to? That way, if you ever get trapped in a box or trapped in a place like this, someone knows to look for you?
To have a few more friends, that would be nice to have, yes.
Second thing, I am perfectly happy and willing to be your friend and do what I can to help you. But first, point to Nebula, apologize.
Apologize for what?
For lying!
For lying?
You nearly had her jump into an oven. And
Wait,
you showed her... Yes, you were going to jump into an oven.
I would have been fine. You should have let me run into it.
But more importantly, you really hurt her feelings.
You've never seen...
They like they were there, and they weren't!
This is the first time that many of you may have seen a spirit creature pout. And Rem is definitely pouting and feeling indignant and... Fine. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that personal. It's not like I could get a lot of context when I try to find your fears and your minds. Minds are complicated things.
Yes, they are.
She's telling the truth, kid. It's okay.
Yeah, from the 19th sense motive, Rem's not inherently malicious. She can be ornery and may occasionally do some malicious things, but she's not inherently so.
She just has to do what she has to do to survive.
Yeah, it's part of her nature to cause people to fear, because that's how she eats.
She's gonna hump and walk down the hallway.
Thank you, Rem. I appreciate that.
Actually, I have one other question, Dio.
Yeah.
Digo, not Dio. I don't wait. That might be. Oh, anyhow. Because the life bond thing is energy, would that potentially work to assuage some of the hunger?
It wouldn't.
It's life because it is life energy.
It's life energy, but it wouldn't be palatable to her because it's not fear based.
Okay, wanted to check.
It needs the emotion of fear in it to really be satisfying.
Okay. Just wanted to, just a weird thought I had. Wait a minute. It's energy is energy to a point.
To a point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this was
there's. Think of emotions being flavoring in this case.
Yeah. Well, we can see about something to deal with getting you out of here, even if it may be briefly unpleasant. So I guess we have a couple destinations today. Let us be quick.
Okay.
Before we leave, Nivix is gonna just grin. I look forward to chatting with you again.
Rem grins again, her entire mouth splitting open with rows and rows of teeth that shouldn't be there. I look forward to speaking with you again. All right.
This, I feel comfortable saying asshole.
Just trying to be Freddy Krueger, just without the experience.
All right. So after the resounding game of 20,000 questions, anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Nope. We good?
Yep. We're going to Mimi's to see if we can't get a spirit cage.
All right. Let's go find Madame Mimi.
Yes, let us find the damned Mimi.
All right. So you go downtown. You find the little seedy joints that connect to the darker alleys and underground areas of Seattle, underground and shadowy markets. It is crowded, and it is filled with all manner of scum and villainy, for lack of a better term.
As long as it's not in the desert, we're fine. Oh, wait.
General perception rolls.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, we're going downtown? Everyone put on your serious eyes.
Yeah. Wow, okay. So 19, 18, 25, 25, 19. Yeah, everybody's...
That was a 19 with no bonuses.
Please.
She's focusing elsewhere on trying to figure out what would be a proper spirit cage, because that's probably going to be the only way to get her out.
Well, with those kind of perceptions, you're not pickpocketed, as you manage to keep track of the little urchins that run around, accidentally bumping into ponies and relieving them of wallets and cred sticks, comm links, and such that. So there's that.
Just out of character moment question. Can we pickpocket pickpockets?
Can you pickpocket? Well, with a sleight of hand of 6, I'm going to say no.
Or trip forward trying.
Icebreaker with a 20, however.
Icebreaker, you're my idol. I aspire to be you.
So yeah, I guess I pickpocket a street urchin. Good God.
Probably not a street urchin, more one of those professional pickpockets.
I mean, as of right now, we've mostly been describing children being the one who did it.
I mean, this is like an Oliver kind of situation where you'll have kids who are less suspicious looking being the ones that pickpocket for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing candy from children.
Children stealing candy from adults.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess in that particular case, Nebula was the distraction. While Icebreaker did the actual work, I guess. And upon finishing that, tap said kid on the shoulder, hand him his stuff back, the stuff that is definitely only his, and then say, you might want to be careful around here, kid. There's some real nasty pickpockets.
Kid just kind of drops their jaw looking at you and just And just dashes away. No questions asked. Not even asking for anything else back. Just dashes away with whatever you gave him.
All right. Whatever else I could identify as who it was stolen from, give it back to them.
You find the shopper and give it back to them. They're very thankful. Oh, thank you. It's hard to keep track of your things sometimes.
Yeah. If a kid runs into you, make sure they don't get away.
Definitely. All right.
Okay, I guess let's get to Madame Mimi's.
Yep, you find the shop. It's a nice, cramped little wooden building, sandwiched between concrete and more concrete and some wooden buildings. Cages line the shelves. You don't see things inside them. These are not just like, simple canary cages. These are like elaborate cages with plants and little model trees and stuff in it, and little tiny signs that says fairies do not disturb, that kind of thing. The smell of incense is almost overpowering around here. There are shelves of mystical books of every kind of subject you can think of. A few made up as well. At least you think they're made up. You're not sure what were.
Yeah, she's seeing what's real, what's fake, and sort of getting a general idea of what's of worth here with a trained eye.
Yes, with a trained eye, you can tell that 40% of this stuff is the real deal. The rest is probably just simply knickknacks and stuff to sell the touristy ones, or the ones she could probably pull the wool over.
I'm trying to think of what's the thing, like the little, like the gremlins thing, that kind of shop.
Yeah, I think that kind of shop.
Yeah, so a Mogwai shop.
Mogwai shop.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of which,
So do we not feed our kirin after midnight?
I mean, that's impossible.
Yeah, you're not getting away with that.
Look, I just the thing is, I have to metaphorically take a stand here against gremlins because every point of time is after midnight.
This is true. No, I'm going to be honest. The first time I ever heard that, I sat for an hour trying to understand what is after midnight. Cause no.
Right?
Also, if my inventory is going to be completely snacks, that is impossible.
Also true. It's. I mean, we could try to stop her and lose a hoof in the process.
Okay, I'll wait till I have regenerate then.
Well, then I'm not.
Since the party's perceptive, you all do see, kind of tucked away in a corner, there's a broken wooden box that has inscribed in calligraphic letters Tantibus written on it. And the box looked like it was smashed open.
Is Madame?
Huh? Is that a question?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
Is Madame Mimi in?
Yes. When you get to farther in, you see an elderly, frail crystal pony. I mean, she's got to be in her late age 80s. Big, thick, glasses. Glasses still being like connected to the matrix and stuff, displaying large letter text in her frames for her. She looks up. Well, what can Madame Mimi do for you today?
Is she old enough that she has a wired connection to the Matrix?
She has the old-fashioned wired connection through the glasses and a comm link on the counter.
Is there a box in a really awkward position for the Wi-Fi?
You mean like the kind of out of place
Yes.
Wi-Fi? Yeah, off in the corner.
Because clearly the jack is in that one spot where it really shouldn't and is really inconvenient, and nothing can actually sit there, so it hangs.
Yep.
Look, when you're as old as Madame Mimi is, you have to be wary of the Wi-Fi demons.
Oh, God.
Well then.
Thank you. As always, I appreciate the Corp line joke.
Happy to do it, Spud. Happy to do it. Okay, so she asks what she can do for us.
Yes.
Lethe is going to approach and I'm looking for materials to trap a spirit.
To trap a spirit, eh? What sort of spirit are you looking to trap? A ghost? Poltergeist?
Let's see, what would the Tentipus would just fall under a general purpose spirit, wouldn't it?
Call it a dream eater.
A dream spirit, essentially.
Yeah. I'm looking to capture a dream.
Capture a dream, you say? What sort of are you talking of?
A rather awakened one, as I'm come to find it. But I'm just looking, as I was recommended here, as someone of repute for the proper materials for such a thing.
Capturing one such as that is difficult. However, I must ask, does this one happen to have been something you've recently had bad dreams with?
Actually, no. Because, again, she's disguised as something else, as I guess would be at this point I guess she would go with a griffon for things.
And
So
also, as a slight out of character, we could mislead to thinking about that whatever the hell it was in the lab, the ghost child thing.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how to place it exactly. It's angry and hungry would be the two ways that could be used to describe this thing.
All such spirits are angry and hungry when they deal in the realms of dreams and supernatural. But be truthful, for the fairies here watch with eyes and ears. You may not be able to see them, but they know what is in your heart.
I want to be here.
She's not actually being dishonest. Otherwise, I would have rolled bluff for things.
Right.
Yeah, because I definitely want to actually roll that if I'm lying. So, but again, Lethe would take a moment to point out what are some of the real cages and some of the other ones that are just for show. I understand what is here with things. So I'm trying to look at some of the matters, and one thing did catch my eye coming in here. And she'll point to the broken cage. What happened there?
That one. Someone's been swiping magical creatures from the Seattle area. Despite my best wards, that one did attempt to break into the shop and clean me out. Well, that one failed to take more than one. But in the scuffle fighting my cherished pet, that box was broken, releasing a foul creature. A very ornery one. I am not missing her, however. In the scuffle, my prized phoenix is missing. To catch yourself a creature requires quite a bit of resources. And you seem to be very interested in rolling a 27-cent motive. She's mostly truthful, but seems to be trying to play an angle here. I sense that you're not the rich type that have the kind of money to buy a trap for this dream spirit.
No, but it would do wonders however, for your business to know that you would be helping the churches around here of Celestia, though, with a matter of the metaphysical. It would be good for your business to know that it came from
Celestia. That harlot. I don't deal with that creature of any means whatsoever. But I will tell you what, I will deal with you. If you can find my phoenix and bring him back, I will give you the means to catch this spirit of yours. A creature for a creature. Say you.
See. She's going to take a moment to think about it, and will sort of then try to diplomatically, I guess would be diplomatically ask if the dice will cooperate with me, how much for the one box? Because she'd be looking that over and thinking just sort of like, I could probably use this, like the one broken box, to try to see how much, if she just wanted to buy the box. It's like she's not going to say no about looking for the creature at the moment, but she just wanted to see how much the box would be.
The box is $8,000 if you wanted to pay strictly in currency, if that is your thing.
Okay.
But in all the years that Madame Mimi has lived, she knows that there are currencies much more valuable than money.
Let us see towards your phoenix then. That box unfortunately is out of my price.
Madame Mimi's services do not come cheap, but you get your money's worth. I have scried for my pet phoenix. His name is Scorch. He is in Tacoma, Pier 4. I would go claim her myself. However, there seems to be a group of ponies in suits there. Mafia, I believe. Deal with them. Bring back Scorch. You will have your means to capture your dream spirit. No questions. Okay?
She'll look to the rest of them and with a sort of a mental check to see what their views are, with a shake of the head or whatever.
Oz is very much not saying, but is thinking. She just asked a question.
I suppose so. It seems the most affordable means within matters. So
Anyway, she looks down at her comlink, pushes some buttons, frowns, pushes some more buttons, looks up, looks to Oz, points. You, how do you open map app on this thing?
Oz walks over and helps her out with a telepathic nod to Lays to make sure she doesn't pull anything, like a gun.
Okay. You help with the map app, you get it up. She points to Pier 4. There. That is where my phoenix is. You go there, you bring him back. You get what you want from Mimi. You will have deal.
Oz nods the location on his own maps app.
Okay. Any more questions to ask?
none right offhand.
None openly and verbally, but I would like to telepathically ask Lethe how many of those which cages specifically have creatures in them.
Yeah, she would point out which ones do for things.
Yeah, about like 4 out of 10 would have creatures in it.
And also, just from a distance, what we can see of the, construction of the box. Just, while that's going on, Nivix is just, looking at everything, like browsing,
Lots of magical wards. That's what holds that box together.
Trying to see, the various, designs on the box so they can be recreated later.
Okay.
So look at that with my camera eye.
Well, you're certainly going to get a lot of wonderful images for your expose. That's for sure.
Or to 3D print later.
Yes. Good news is you don't see anything like illusions or anything.
Cool. The bad news is this is mahogany. This is going to be expensive.
That's true. Nebula, anything?
I feel like I should, but my mind is blank right now.
All right. Well, there's nothing else for now. You open your quest logs and a new quest opens up to find the Phoenix Scorch. And we will leave the adventure on that note, as next time we go deal with the Mafia and make a deal or an offer that perhaps they cannot refuse.
Been a whirlwind of puns today.
Yeah.
This definitely seems like your element. Thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed all of your suspiciously specific paranoia regarding the Shadow Dream and Madame Mimi. Like, every so often you guys would just bring up something like a very specific possibility. It'd be like, would a normal person have thought of that? But it's very amusing that you did.
When you deal with the shadows,
There's always another angle.
Yeah.
I guess that helps keep you alive in the shadows. Anyway, thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/newbiespud or wherever you get your fine podcasts, whether that's iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, etc. We aim to live stream these games every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/newbiespud. If you want to keep up with other projects I'm doing, consider following me on Twitter at newbiespud. And if you want to help produce more content like this, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/newbiespud. See you next week with another session of The Forgotten Ones.